Hello everyone, my name's Sugaku, or you can call me Math, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 things I'd like to see added to KurtzPel. Now, as a pre-warning, a lot of these are focusing on the PvE parts of the game, simply because I come from Soul Internet, and I really enjoy those RPGs and the PvE playstyle. I'm not a very big PvP player, however, if you guys would like to see me do one focused towards PvP, please let me know down in the comments below. Starting off with number 5. The first thing I'd like to see added to KurtzPel is an item-based progression. Currently we have these companions that we level up, and our companions give us better weapons. However, we don't have a definitive, this is the best weapon in the game that we can see from an early point on that we can work towards. I would prefer to see, kind of like Blade and Soul, where you can use other weapons to help break through your weapon, or maybe you just get better weapons, except they're dropped from bosses. Adding items in this way will A, give players a better target to work towards in the PvE environment, and also pull players further into the game and create a larger commitment. Moving on to number 4. The next thing I'd really like to see added to KurtzPel is an open world. One of the main things I really like in fiction, and pretty much any game I play, such as Blade and Soul or Minecraft, is just the world and how cool it is. So for example, we use a book, the Summoner series. It's a book series, don't worry about it. If you like, maybe I'll put a link to Amazon or something, you can find it in the description. But anyway, something I find really cool about the world is the way you use mana. They use mana to draw these glyphs into the air, and they force the mana through it so that way it gains those properties. So for example, if they were to cast a fire spell, they use their mana to kind of draw a fire sigil and push mana through that. It creates an interesting system and interesting dynamic that they build on through the rest of the story, and it helps kind of flesh out the world and helps kind of pull you into it. And next we have number 3. I'd also like to see the addition of a storyline. Now I know the game is in early access, so I would assume they're planning on adding a storyline, but a nice coherent storyline will also help kind of pull people further into the world, make it feel fleshed out and just awesome. And I think it's a fairly basic requirement in order to have a PvE part of a game. Blade and Soul, you spend 90% of the game in your storyline, and then you get to the very end and it's, oh my god, I got all these raids to do, I got all these dungeons done. Not even close to reaching the maximum level. Almost there, now number 2. One of the bigger things I'd like to see KurtzPel add are larger raids. Right now, to fight Calamity or any other boss in the game, you're giving yourself and somebody else. Usually they're random unless you have a friend you're playing with, and it creates these kind of weird dynamics. I would actually recommend having up to maybe 6 or 8 players. I know Blade and Soul, if I remember right, uses 6. Don't quote me on that, it's been a while since I played Blade and Soul. But it's a good number. You have a good number of people, and everyone kind of knows their roles, and you have enough space to bring somebody new that hasn't fought the boss into the dungeon. It could also be really cool to see some really big bosses that maybe take 40 people, kind of like in World of Warcraft taking a full 40. And Blade and Soul has something like this. It's the Midnight Skeptical Plains. It's where you get the legendary necklace way back in the day. And finally, the thing I'd like to see most added to KurtzPel is a raid progression. Right now we just have these small storylines where we each kind of introduce ourselves to a character, and then we fight the final boss of that. And there is a boss rush. I kind of enjoy the boss rush. I really like it. We got 4 people. But I'd like to see a progression. So that way the bosses get stronger over time. I know we have a little bit of that with like kind of easy, normal, hard. Don't know if it goes up to very hard or not. I haven't gotten to that point in the game. But I'd like to see a progression. So that way you have that item progression I talked about earlier, and you can upgrade your weapon, or you can get a new weapon and equip it, and that'll allow you to go into higher level raids, and you'll have a higher damage per second, allowing you to destroy lower level raids faster. And I think a raid progression just kind of even further pulls people into that commitment and really helps flesh out the PvE part. Please let me know down in the comments what the top 5 things you'd like to see added to KurtzPel are. And I'd be really curious and interested to see if they're the same as mine or if they're a little bit different. But from what I've heard, the KurtzPel development team is fairly interactive with the community, but are just somewhat slow on response time. So hopefully we'll see some of these in the future, whether they're already planning on developing them. I know they're in early access, they probably have a lot more planned in the future, or if they add them because of this video, that'd be kind of cool. But either way, I hope to see you guys in the next KurtzPel video. I will start streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll start about lunchtime and I'll end up probably a little bit before supper, about 2 p.m., 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I'll go until 6 or 5 depending on the day. And I hope to see you guys in my stream. I'm going to be doing some KurtzPel, and I'm definitely going to at least get all the content we currently have in the game. You can find links to that stream down in the description, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.